Hello everyone, myself Professor Chavan. We have started the third chapter from our Alien Science CBSE board on the subject physics. In previous lecture we have learnt about the introduction to the accelerated motion. When we can say that any body is in the accelerated motion. Okay? The body is traveling along a straight line path and it is changing its velocity from v1 to v2. Either it will decrease or either it will increase. Okay? So if the velocity increases, then it will be called as the acceleration, and if the velocity decreases, it will be called as the retardation. Okay. So this is about the acceleration motion, and today we are going to start the next step from the accelerated motion, that is the kinematic equations of the accelerated motion. Okay. So in the kinematic equations, okay, the kinematic equations are very important in a physics. Okay, because on the basis of these kinematic equation, we have to go for the further equations also, like in case of a rotational motion, in case of a circular motion, what will be the equations of that particular types of motion. Then in that case also we have to use these kinematic equations of the accelerated motion for the reference. Okay, wherever we go for the calculation of a velocity, acceleration, or the distance covered, then in that case, as per the condition, we have to use these equations. There are three kinematic equations and we have to see how we can go for the derivation of these three kinematic equations. Okay, so suppose we have to travel from the one location to the another, and the distance between them, let the s. Okay, then the initially at the time t is equal to 0, it is having the initial velocity is equal to u, and after some time t, it will reach up to that point. Okay, at that time it will have the acceleration is equal to a, then the velocity is equal to v, and the distance covered by it will be the s. Okay, suppose we have to travel from this point to this point. Okay, so between these 2 points, suppose t is equal to t1. Okay, t is equal to t1. Here t is equal to t2. Then here initial velocity is equal to u. Then here final velocity is equal to v, and this total distance covered will be s. Okay, distance covered will be s, and the acceleration of the body, let the acceleration is equal to a. Okay, so in this case we have to consider this some symbolic representation for this whatever the distance covered by that particular body. Okay, the distance covered is the s. Okay, we can write down it here. Distance is equal to s, and the initial velocity is equal to u, final velocity is equal to v, then the acceleration is equal to a. Okay, then the time period be the t. Okay, this is the total time period, and this time period is considered as the t. Okay, so in this case, if we have to go for the calculation of the acceleration, we know how the accelerated motion is calculated, or what is the formula of the accelerated motion. The accelerated motion is nothing but the change in the velocity with respect to the time. Okay, how the acceleration is calculated is the change in the velocity with respect to time. Okay, Now here the body, first it is having the initial velocity is equal to u and its final velocity is v. Okay, so what is the change in the velocity here? The change in the velocity here, it will be the v minus u, the final velocity minus the initial velocity, that will give us the change in the velocity. And what is the change in the time? It is the t2 minus t1, and we know how much is the time period, that is, it is the small t. Okay, so the small t will be the time period for this, and the change in the velocity will be v minus u. So accordingly, if we take the formula of the acceleration and if we go for the calculation of the acceleration, then we have to go by this, as acceleration is equal to change in velocity upon time period. Okay, so what is the change in velocity here? Change in velocity is equal to final velocity minus the initial velocity. Okay, so final velocity is v minus initial velocity u upon t. Okay, so that we can write here that therefore a into t is equal to v minus u. Therefore we can write here as v is equal to u plus a into t. Okay, v is equal to u plus a into t. Okay, so this is the first kinematic equation of the accelerated motion. Okay, this is the first kinematic equation of the accelerated motion. Okay, just we have to take the consideration of the change in velocity upon the time period, so that it will be v minus u upon the time period t. So our equation, this t will get multiplied to this side, so our equation will be a into t is equal to v minus u. Now v is equal to u plus at. This is the first kinematic equation. Okay, this is the first kinematic equation of the accelerated motion. Now if we have to go for the second equation, then in that case we have to consider the average velocity. Okay, we have to consider the average velocity. And how to calculate the average velocity? For that purpose, what is the formula of the average velocity? That distance is equal to, or if we have to calculate the average distance, then we are taking the average distance is equal to average velocity into the time. So how is the average velocity? How to find out the average velocity here? That s is equal to the distance, s is equal to the average velocity is given as v minus u. Okay, the average velocity is given by v minus u into a time period t. Okay, and how many number of velocities are there? 2. Okay, 2 number of velocities are there, so we have to consider 2 there. Okay, so for the average distance, we can write as average distance s is equal to average velocity into time. Okay, so therefore what is the average velocity? S is equal to, we can write v plus u upon 2 into t. Okay, v plus u upon 2 into t. So we can write it here as, therefore twice s is equal to u. What is the v from here? What is the v from here? U plus at. So we can write here v is equal to u plus at plus u into t. Okay, so we can write here twice s is equal to ut plus at square plus u into t. Therefore twice s is equal to ut twice ut plus at square. Okay, therefore we can write down it as, if we take these two common, therefore s is equal to twice s is equal to twice ut plus 1/2 at square. Okay, therefore this 2 will get cancelled here. Therefore S is equal to ut plus 1 half at square. Okay, S is equal to ut plus 1 half at square. So we can find out the second equation of the kinematic for the accelerated motion by this way. So for that purpose we have to just go for initially the average distance. Okay, and for the calculation of the average distance we must have to know the average velocity. So we have the two velocities, the initial velocity and the final velocity. So if we take the average of these two velocity, it will be u plus v upon 2. Okay, and we have to multiply this with our time period t, then we will get the average distance. Okay, so our equation will become S is equal to v plus u upon 2 into t. Okay, so if we consider here this 2 will go to the left side, then our equation will be twice S is equal to u plus, what is here, v. We have to write here, this is the v from equation 1. Okay, from equation 1 we can write here as v is equal to u plus at plus this u into t. So our equation now become, if we multiply with this t inside of the bracket, our equation will be 2s is equal to ut plus at square plus ut. Okay, now twice s is equal to twice ut plus at square. So if we take the 2 common from this, we will get twice s is equal to twice u into bracket ut plus 1 half at square, because here 2 is not present. So to take the 2 common, we have to divide this term by the 2. So our equation becomes twice s is equal to twice ut plus 1 half at square. Okay, so 2 will get cancelled here. So our equation becomes s is equal to ut plus 1 half at square. Okay, our equations become s is equal to ut plus 1 half at square. Okay, and this is the second equation of the kinematics for the accelerated motion. Okay, this is the second equation of kinematics for the accelerated motion. So if we go for the third equation of the kinematics, then in that case we have to consider the two equations. The first equation will be s is equal to u plus v upon 2 into t, and the second equation of the acceleration, that is a is equal to v minus u upon t. And considering these two equations, we can find out the third equation of the kinematics for the accelerated motion. So let us consider these two equations. Okay, we have a is equal to let us put this, we have a is equal to v minus u upon t, and s is equal to this v plus u upon 2 into t. So multiplying both sides, we will get a into s is equal to v minus u upon t into v plus u upon 2 into t. Okay, so here we can write down here this t and this t will get cancelled. This 2 will go to this side, so our equation becomes twice as is equal to v square minus u square. Okay, that is, this is the trigonometric equation, that v minus u into v plus u. So if we take the multiplication of these two terms, we will get this equation, and this is the third kinematic equation. Okay, this is the third kinematic equation, that twice as is equal to v square minus u square. Okay, this is the third kinematic equation, twice as is equal to v square minus u square. Okay, so remember all the three kinematic equations. The first equation is v is equal to u plus at. Okay, this is the first kinematic equation. Also remember the sequence, because we have to use this equation according to the sequence. The first equation is v is equal to u plus at. Then the second equation is s is equal to ut plus 1/2 at square, and the third equation is twice s is equal to v square minus u square. Okay, these are the three very important kinematic equations for the accelerated motion. And with reference to these kinematic equations, we can go for the kinematic equations in terms of the projectile motion, kinematic equation in terms of the circular motion, the kinematic equations in terms of the rotational motion. Okay, so we can use this all the three kinematic equations for our future reference. So remember these all the three kinematic equations, because these are very important in problem point of view also, and in a theoretical point of view also. Okay, there may be question on this, that derive all the three kinematic equations of the linear motion. Then you have to start from this point. First of all, you have to consider the one smaller distance s, and for that particular smaller distance s, we have to consider the time period t to cover that particular distance. And initially the initial velocity will be u, and the final velocity will be v. Okay, then we can calculate the acceleration. A is equal to v minus u upon 2, okay, and upon t, and that by that way we can go for the first equation, that is the v is equal to u plus at. Okay, and by using this step of the average distance, we can go for the second equation, that average velocity into the average into the time will give us the average distance, and this distance is the s. So we can write as s is equal to v plus u upon 2 into t. Now we have to put here the first equation, that is the, in terms of the v, we have to put the value of the first equation in that derivation, that v is equal to u plus at. Then when we put v is equal to u plus at, our equations becomes u plus at plus u into t. Okay, so our equations becomes twice s is equal to ut plus at square plus at ut. So if we take the addition of the similar terms, we will get twice s is equal to twice ut plus at square. Okay, then we will get twice s is equal to twice into bracket ut plus 1/2 at square by taking the 2 common, and here s is equal to ut plus 1/2 at square. Okay, this is the second equation of the kinematics. Now moving towards the third equation, we have to consider the equation of the distance, that is s is equal to average speed into the time. Okay, and we also have the equation of the acceleration, that a is equal to v minus u upon t. If we take the multiplication of both the terms, we will get this tt will get cancelled, and these two will go to the left side. So our equation becomes twice as is equal to v square minus u square, and this is the third equation of the kinematics for the linear motion. Okay, now sometimes there may be some problems, that in case we have to go for the equations of the like any accelerated motion. Okay, in case of the acceleration due to gravity, if we have to consider the acceleration due to gravity, then we have to consider the direction of the acceleration due to gravity is always in a downward direction. Okay, and acceleration due to gravity is indicated by the letter g. Okay, the acceleration due to gravity is indicated by letter g. Then in that case, we will write it here. Third equation, s is equal to ut plus 1/2 at square, because we require this equation again. This is the second equation. Okay, then acceleration due to gravity, g is given as g is equal to 9.8. okay, this is the small g. G is equal to 9.8 meter per second. Okay, or we can write it as the nearly equal to 10 meter per second square. Okay, the value of g can be taken as the 10 meter per second square as per our the requirement. If there is no any requirement of the higher accuracy, then we can take the value of g is equal to 10 meter per second square. Now why we have to go for the acceleration due to gravity? Because it is the present in any type of motion. Whenever we talk, whenever we walk, or whenever we throw any object, then there is the presence of the acceleration due to gravity, because this is generated due to the gravitational force of the earth, and its direction is always directed in a downward direction. Okay, it is always directed in a downward direction. Okay, the acceleration due to gravity is always directed in a downward direction, because the vertical of the earth is directed from the center of the earth towards the in a vertical direction. Okay, if this is the earth, then the vertical of the earth is always directed in a vertically upward direction, and that's why the acceleration due to gravity, the gravitational force, is always directed in a downward direction. Okay, suppose in case of any motion, if we are considering that if any object is thrown vertically upward, okay, if there is a one sentence in the problem that the object is thrown vertically upward, then in that case, if there is the presence of the acceleration, then instead of acceleration we have to go for the acceleration due to gravity, because we are acting in a opposite direction to that of the gravitational force. Okay, we have to consider that A is equal to minus G. Okay, if when motion is in upward direction, then acceleration is equal to minus G. Okay, the acceleration is equal to minus G. So if we have to go for the motion in upward direction, then A is equal to minus G, and accordingly our kinematics equation of the linear motion also changes. Okay, according to that our kinematic equation of the motion also changes. We have to just replace A by minus G. So what is our first equation of the kinematic motion? That is V is equal to U plus AT. In that we have to replace A by minus G. So our equations becomes V is equal to U minus GT. Okay, this will be our first equation of the kinematic motion in the upward direction. Okay, we just have to replace A is equal to minus G in this case. Now the second equation is S is equal to ut plus 1/2 AT square. So in this case also we have to put A is equal to minus G. Then our equation becomes S is equal to ut minus 1/2 GT square. Okay, equation becomes S is equal to ut minus 1/2 GT square. Okay, so S is equal to ut minus 1/2 AT square is equal to 1/2 GT square. Okay, we just have to replace A by minus G. Okay, then the third equation is twice AS is equal to V square minus U square. So if we write this by changing the sign of the A to the minus G, then in that case our equation becomes minus twice GS is equal to V square minus U square, or we can write it as twice GS is equal to U square minus V square. Okay, we can write it as twice GS is equal to U square minus V square. Okay, so by replacing the A by minus G, we get V is equal to U minus GT, then S is equal to UT minus 1/2 GT square, and twice GS is equal to U square minus V square. Okay, twice GS is equal to V square minus V square. Okay, then this is about the acceleration due to gravity. Then in some problems it may be given that some values of some terms, the some quantities are not given, but some sentences are given in that. Okay, suppose some sentence is like the body starts the motion. Okay, the body starts the motion means what? It is initially at the rest and it is starting the motion. So what will be its initial velocity? What will be its initial velocity? It will be u is equal to 0. Okay, its initial velocity will be u is equal to 0. Okay, then the second sentence is if suppose we drop a object from the rest. Okay, if we are considering some problems like this, we have to write now. Okay, I will rub this. Okay, then sometimes it is written that the body starts motion means what we have to consider that u initial velocity is equal to 0. U is equal to 0. Okay. Sometimes it is written that in a problem that the body dropped from the rest. Okay. Body dropped from the rest. Okay. Then second, the body dropped from rest. Okay. Sometimes it may be problem that if you are here and from this position you are dropping the object in a downward direction, then in that case what we have to consider that initially the body is at rest and from the rest you are dropping that object. So in that case also your velocity, initial velocity u is equal to 0. Okay, the initial velocity u is equal to 0. Now if the body is thrown upward, okay, the body or the object is thrown upward, then in that case one term is given that it is having the final velocity is equal to 0, because when we throw the body in upward direction, then what will happen, it's when its velocity becomes 0, from that point it will start its motion in a downward direction. Okay, if we throw one body in upward direction, then v is equal to 0 at this point. Okay, and then when its velocity becomes 0, it starts its motion in a downward direction. Okay, from this point it will start its motion in a downward direction. Okay, so if there is a sentence that the body is thrown upward, then we have to consider that its final velocity is 0. Okay, third one, body thrown up, then the final velocity v is equal to 0. Okay, final velocity v is equal to 0. Now suppose there is one sentence like the body comes to the rest. Okay, the body comes to the rest means what? If the body is coming to the rest, then also its final velocity is equal to 0. Okay, if the body is coming to the rest, then also its final velocity is 0. Okay, so likewise some sentences are there in our numericals, and whenever such type of sentences are present, we have to understand that sentence carefully, that when the body starts, then it is having the initial velocity is equal to 0. When the body drops from the rest, then initially it is having the 0 velocity, and from this it is moving in a downward direction. So that's why it will have the velocity equal to, initial velocity is equal to 0. And the third one is when the body is thrown up, then it will travel up to the top up until it is having some velocity, and when its velocity becomes 0, its final velocity becomes 0, it will drop down from that particular position though. So at the top the body will have the final velocity v is equal to 0, and when it is said that the body comes to the rest, okay, the body comes to the rest, then in that case also our velocity v is equal to 0. Okay, so these are the some kinematic equations of the linear motion and some conditions of the sentences which we have to use, or under which we have to go for solving some numerical part of this accelerated motion. Okay, so this is the very very important equations in our physics. We have to use these equations in any time. So we have to remember these all the equations in sequence. That first equation is v is equal to u plus at. The second equation is s is equal to ut plus 1/2 at square, and the third equation is twice as is equal to v square minus u square. Okay,